Hey guys, welcome back to One More Push. Today we're going to be using our free Mixamo account to add animations to our custom characters. So let's jump right in. You can see we're at mixamo.com. So let's upload our own character. So we can go right here on the right, upload character, and now let's select an FBX. So if we want to export the alien that we made in Blender, all we have to do is open up our blend file and file, export as FBX. Select FBX from the list and save the file out. And then let's select the character file. Okay, we selected our alien and now our character is uploading. Now mind you, I did no rigging ahead of time in Blender. So we modeled this, we added some simple textures, exported as an FBX, and now we can simply upload the character to Mixamo. And there you go. You can see our alien.fbx has been imported into the Mixamo auto rigger. And here's some options here to orient your character if he's not facing forward. But ours looks good, so let's go ahead and click next. And now we can place some markers. So I'm just gonna go through and mark my chin, my wrist, elbows, knees, and groin. And right now I have used symmetry on, and if for some reason you had a one-armed person or one knee was a little bit designed to be in a different place than the other, you can check that off and customize that. The next option, skeleton level of detail, you have a couple options. I think by default I like to go with the standard skeleton. Then click next. So now the Mixamo auto rig algorithm is gonna automatically rig the FBX that we imported. This will take a few minutes, but then you can add some of these pre-built animations and download them into your Unreal Engine project to animate your characters. It's really simple to do and it's a lot of fun. In fact, you can even combine these different, ooh, here we go. Just like that. Hey, check it out. So now you can go into skeleton view and you can see our skeleton looks pretty good. So let's click next. And we can just we can click on any animation and see it in action here. But before we do that, what I want to do is add a T-pose. So let's search T-pose with no spaces. And we can leave the combat genre. So the first one here is T-pose. So we click that. And this is very important to do. We want to download your character in this T-pose. And what that is going to do essentially is be your skeleton mesh inside of Unreal Engine, which you can set all your future animations to. So let's go ahead and download this now. Click download. I want to go FBX with skin, 30 frames per second, uniform keyframe reduction. Download now. I'm just gonna append the title of this with alien. Okay, now what do we want our alien to do? If you're not really sure, you could just run a search for alien. Ooh, it might be fun to see our alien flying. I like this one a lot, so let's download this one. So you click download. Now, for the T-pose, you definitely want to have with skin selected, but for all the subsequent animations, you can go ahead and shut that off. So under skin, select without skin, and then download. What we're going to do here is download multiple animation presets and then combine those in sequencer within Unreal Engine. So that download is complete. Let's just append the file name. So I'm just going to click through until I find an animation that I like. I like this backflip, so let's download this. And you can download as many animations as you want. There's no limit. Just be sure that you select without skin. And just to say organize, I'll append the file name. So I'm just kind of thinking of a little story that I could tell with these animations. Cool. So now I have a handful of animations. I want to copy these into my Unreal project. So let's pop open Unreal. Let's make an alien folder, and then let's import our Mixamo animations. To begin with, the very first animation we want to import is going to be our T-pose. So click import. Let's navigate to our files and select the T-pose. We want to make sure that skeletal mesh is checked here. This is critical. Everything should be checked here, and all the defaults are fine. So go ahead and click import all. So we can just disregard this error. Now that we have our assets imported, let's go ahead and open the skeletal mesh. And you can see all your bones are right here. And these bones, these are the bones that Mixamo uses for the animations that we downloaded. So these are super important. Let's not mess with those right now. Let's go ahead and add our alien into our scene. And he's huge. So let's go ahead and shrink this down. We'll scale it down 0.1, and that's more like it. There's our alien. So the first thing we want to do in order to, before we even import the rest of our FBX files, let's create some cinematics. So I'm going to go to my content and create a cinematics folder just because I like to stay organized. So new folder, cinematics. And inside our cinematics folder, we can go new. You can right click to open this menu, and then we'll go to cinematics level sequence. I'm just going to call this test alien animation version 1. Let's open up this, and you can see our sequencer here. And let's drag over our alien into the sequence. Great. Now we're all set up for animation. Now let's import the rest of our animations. Open your content drawer and go to our alien folder. And here we can click import and select the first one on the list. Let's go with flying. Click open. Because we didn't download this FBX with skin, it's animation only. And if your alien T-pose skeleton is not selected here, just drop this down and make sure that you select that. But looks good on my end, so let's go ahead and import. And now when we go into our sequencer and click the animation tab, you can see alien flying is an option. So if you hit play, our alien's flying here, and if we want, we could let's extend the length of this to say 2,000 frames. And if you just grab the end, actually let's dial this down. If you just grab the end of this animation here and drag it out, it's going to go ahead and repeat it. So so now we can watch this. And there's our alien with the shadow. So you can see he's just in place. And if we want to animate him to move him across the sky, let's go ahead and do that actually. So all we have to do is move him where we want him, make sure that we're at keyframe 0. Then we move our model back to where we want him. And then under transform location, you just click here to add a new keyframe. And let's move up, let's say 100 frames. Let's move and then reposition our model. Now add another keyframe. And let's watch our playback. So as you can see, there's a few things going on here. So our animation that we have selected here that we imported, that's repeating, and at the same time our location keyframe is being interpreted. So not only does our model move from point A to point B, but also the skeleton animates as if he's flying. Now let's go ahead and import the rest of our FBX files. And this is done the same way that we brought in the flying FBX. So import, run to flip, open. Make sure that our skeleton, that our alien T-pose skeleton is selected, and import all. And now that all of our Mixamo animations have been imported into our project, you can see if you go to animation and click plus, we have all these different animations as options. So we're gonna go right down the list here. I'm gonna go alien fall to landing. So I want our alien to fly across the scene and then land, and then what do we want to do next? And then we'll do a run to flip. And after his flip, let's add another animation. And you can see if we select the track and then click add animation, we can add this preset directly to the same track, which is going to come in handy in a moment. So our final animation, skin testing. So now let's just play this so we can see what happens. So he's flying, then he lands, he runs, he jumps, he does some dancing, and then he does some stretching. And there you have it. If this is all you needed to know, then great. You have what you need. You can upload a custom model to Mixamo, set different animations, download those, and import them into your sequencer in Unreal Engine. But let me show you a few more things. You can see we have our different animations here, and what you can do is just add them to the same track by just click and drag it over. And you can see as they overlap, they're going to transition between the two. So if I hit play, rather than just cutting from flying to landing, where we fill in animation A to animation B nice and smooth. And you can see I'm just going to tweak this out until I'm really happy with it. Okay, cool. So the only problem with this so far is our alien is still kind of floating up in the air. So right here, when we play our landing animation, we just need to move him down on the z-axis. So let's do that now. So I'm just gonna move this keyframe here, and then I want to just inch this forward. And then right about there, right when he lands, right about there, right when he lands, I want him to touch the ground here. So let's move this down. And you can disable snapping here. So we'll slide him down so that his feet touch the ground nice and tight. And then we can set a keyframe. Let's play that little section through. It's okay, but I think the dancing goes on a little too long. I think we can start it a little bit later. So you can just go through and easily make an adjustment like that. So I kind of want this to start, let's see. He lands facing that way, so I kind of want this to start right when he does his first, yeah, let's start it right around here. And then let's drag that back and see how that plays out. There you go. Just a little smoother. Then I think we can cut the dancing a little bit short. It's cool, but it's a bit much. I think maybe that last twist is a good spot to transition to our skin testing animation. Which I'm going to start a little bit later. And there you have it, folks. Now all we need to do is texture our background, add some environmental things, some lighting, some cool stuff like that, animate our camera. Then we have a custom animation in Unreal Engine using our own FBX files and animations from Mixamo. I hope you learned something in this tutorial, and if you hit a brick wall as you're going, don't give up, give it one more push, and make sure you check back to the channel often because there's a lot more to talk about.